Hi y'all. How long can you survive in SHTF? Got to think about this, okay? But let me show you this right here first. I'm making clay, okay? You start out with little chunks of clay from a riverbed or a creek, right? You throw them in the bucket and they're gonna ferment. And then you're gonna get a lot of vegetation out there, see? And then you want to get one of these right here. See right there? That way you can stir up your clay, okay? And then what's gonna happen is you're gonna be getting a lot of that vegetation on that, on this, whatever that is, whatever you call it. So let me get some more in there. Okay, eventually you're gonna get all the leaves on there. Okay, now you can do it with a stick, but it's a lot of work, okay? And then there's the clay down there in this bucket. You move the water out. I've done this about 10 times already. No, about, I don't know, 7 or 8. Just move the water out like that. See that? And then hit it with that drill again. Stir it all up. And eventually all the organic matter will come floating to the top, and you just keep getting rid of it like that, okay? So you see how clear that was in the beginning? And then after you do that, you got to use one of these screens right here, and then pour the clay in another bucket, and then put it in molds right here. See that? This right here. See how much it shrinks? It shrank about an inch. One of the properties of clay. Now I want to tell you something about these buckets. Okay? They don't hold up. They don't hold up in the sun. See? Look. See that? They don't hold up. But it's good to know that your buckets won't hold up. But anyways, getting back to it. I'll show you this right here. That right there is my wheat. See that? Takes a long time to process wheat, turn it into seeds, okay? Still got some potatoes over here, and onions, and garlic. And gonna make some tea with this dandelion plant. Now inside this plant, it's hollow, okay? See that? It's a hollow shaft. So you could open this up over here. I'm not gonna crack it yet, but you could crack it on this side, and then you got a hollow tube that you could use to start a fire or something, okay? But we're going through the potatoes, and I've got some green beans growing, these Asian beans. It's 100 degrees. They're not growing like they were last year and the year before. But those leaves are edible, along with the leaves of the sweet potato. But let me go ahead and work on the main objective of this video. It's important to have clay. I'm going to make a video on clay. But how many people are actually preppers? And how many of us can actually survive more than a month? It's called resilience. The numbers are disappointing. There aren't very many of us. And what will happen is once you run out of food and you're starving, you know, you're going to think about everything you have. And when you're going to get real skinny, you're going to be starving. Your family's going to be starving. And what will happen is the FEMA camp will accept you. But you'll have to turn everything you have into the FEMA camp, okay? You'll have to turn everything you have in so that they can take care of you. And it's going to be, for most people, less than a month, okay? Some people have enough food to go 3 months, but in the end, you're not going to make it. You're going to go to the camp. You're going to give up. It just ain't worth it, if you think about it. So, you don't have to do any of this forceful, door to door turning your stuff kind of thing. They already know, the government already knows that most people have, there's only 10 million preppers in the country. Just 10 million. Out of 350 million, there's only 10 million that are actually resilient past 30 days. Or a little past 30 days. And most people don't have more than 3 months worth of survival gear. So, only the hardcore, only the people with a strong constitution are going to survive this thing. And, like marauders and stuff like that, they're not going to make it because nobody has anything to take. Most people don't have enough food for anything, just enough for maybe 1 week. And that's a big maybe. So, you have to think, how long do you want to go? And is it worth it to even try to prepare? Because if you can't go at least a year, it isn't even worth it to pursue it. And that means like medications and all that other stuff that goes with it. It's very, very hard. And it's a lot of work. And, it's just a lot of work. You have to know so many different subject areas. I don't even cover most of them. I try to show a little bit. I focus most of my videos on food production because that's going to be the determining factor. That is what's going to decide whether you continue on or give up. And get right down to it. If you don't have the possibility or the ability to grow your own food, you're going to give up. You have to. Otherwise, you're going to starve to death. It's just the way it is. I mean, I know it's kind of like hard news, but it's 100 degrees out here. How many people left their homes today to work out there in this heat? But to practice their skills, very few. It's hard. We know it's going to be difficult, but you got to realize, how long can you hang before you just flat out can't take it anymore? Ain't nothing wrong with giving up. Most of us just carry enough food for a natural disaster. That's what preparedness is. Most of us are hanging on to be able to survive long enough to make it through a disaster. Like if you're in the north in the cold and the snow, you got to go 3 months before help arrives. In the south or whatever, with the tornado land, you got to be able to go a week or two. So most people are planning just for a natural disaster. Most people are not planning for a full collapse. Probably won't happen, but if it does, most of us aren't planning for that. So, something you need to think about. How long can you sustain yourself before you give up? I'm going to leave a link to the statistics on how long most Americans can survive in SHTF. I made a comment on the Integrative Preparedness channel that most people are watching these videos for entertainment. And once you look at the statistics, you'll see that most of us are watching these videos for entertainment. Okay? So you got to think about, how long can you survive? How long would you want to survive? And there's nothing wrong with giving up. Because most of us, the learning curve is just too steep to learn how to do this. And if you don't want to give up, you got to know how to hook up with somebody that doesn't want to give up. And you got to think about what kind of character it takes to be able to hang on, to not want to give up. The personality, the character, the drive. You can't buy it. It has to come naturally. Okay? All right. Something to think about. I'll leave the links to the prepper statistics, what's actually going on, and with the amount of preppers that are actually out there. You got to realize that a lot of these preppers are prepping for, tornadoes, hurricanes, things like that. Not really long-term survival. It's a whole different category of character, I guess. All right. See y'all later. Hope you enjoyed the video.